Hi, welcome to another episode of the Smarter Marketing Podcast. I'm Terry, the CEO of Merit Marketing Services, and as we continue on our journey through the nonprofit November, today's discussion is centered on a topic of utmost importance, and that's leveraging your list for more donations. Your contact list encompasses leads, emails, donors, supporters, and followers. Those are the building blocks of your success, and they represent potential advocates and donors who are already interested in your cause. So, today's episode, we're going to explore strategies to help grow these lists, but also how to convert them into happy donors. Additionally, we're going to dive into the art of showing gratitude and giving credit to your donors in digital world and in the tangible offline world. So, let's begin in thinking about these strategies. At the heart of successful fundraising lies the growth of your contact lists. To begin creating compelling lead magnets, we need to offer our audience something that's truly valuable, something that they're looking for. And this is a normal lead generation step. So, growing the list gives away things like ebooks, webinars, content, those type of things in exchange for contact information. Make sure that your sign up process is user friendly, both on the website and on social media, because the easier you make it for potential supporters to contact you within your organization, the better. So that's about growing your contact list. Any chance that you get to grab a business card, to have somebody sign up, any chance that you have, your first goal is to get more names into your database. Second, we're going to talk about email marketing and subscriptions. That is still a powerful channel for connecting to your audience. So if you can segment those lists into different audiences, you'll be able to deliver personalized content based on their interest and interactions with your organization. So let's think about that in terms of nonprofits. When you have a donor, a volunteer, or somebody who is just valued and interested in what you're doing, they are three different audiences. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't convert one to go over to the other or that they won't cross over, but the ability to talk to volunteers as opposed to donors, and then those people who are financial supporters like grants and foundations, that is an easy way for you to just chunk those into groups and personalize those messages. That's why we segment them. Regularly get into the habit of sending out engaging newsletters to provide updates on the activities that you're doing, and then share those heartwarming stories of the people that you're impacting. And don't forget to include a clear, compelling call to action for your donations in your emails. This is not the volunteer video. We have a volunteer video, and that speaks specifically on that. This one is about that list, and today about getting donations out of that list. And then we have social media. Switching over to social media platforms, they really are an ideal platform for engagement of your donors. So if you can create and make a plan to share content that authentically conveys your organization's impact, that will help encourage your followers to participate and then to gain new followers by peer reviews and interaction engagement. And that's how that social media platform is going to work. But they will also participate by sharing your content, and they can comment and then tell others. And the more supporters that interact with your posts, the more exposure your cause is going to get, potentially attracting new donors. And then there's also another opportunity that you can bring in. So you can consider organizing a donation matching campaign with partnerships of the corporation. So that's why I said it's important to segment your groups. If you have large donors and individual giving, you can segment them and create impact where one of those large corporations can match donations, and individual givers will feel compelled to give more because they're know that the value of their dollar is going to go further. and they can leverage that corporate partnership, you can expand your reach, get their audience as well, and then attract new donors who appreciate having the additional impact. We want to think about maximizing donor retention, and that means that they stay with you. They've donated once, but because they believe in what you're doing, they feel the need to stay with you. And you want to build strong relationships with the donors, individual giving, corporate, grants, all of the above have to have a strong relationship with you. So it's almost like a full-time job if you think about it, about cultivating these relationships and continuing to receive ongoing donations. So build those strong relationships, plan events to appreciate and engage them, and then express gratitude, showing genuine appreciation through personalized thank you notes and gestures. Once a donation is received, always remember to say thank you by sending a personalized thank you note or an email. It's a profound, effective way to show your gratitude. And when you express your sincere appreciation and acknowledge the specific impact their contribution has on your mission, they'll feel valued and they're more likely to become loyal supporters. And then if you have donor recognition events, those are an excellent opportunity to give credit and show your appreciation. So, a virtual and an in person event both work in that world. And if you have a tight budget and an event isn't within your scope for the year, virtual events are a cost effective way to engage and acknowledge your donors. But in person events are always a personal touch, allowing you to meet and greet and thank donors face to face, which is super nice. We can think about innovating and growing ways that you can start to receive donations through different channels. Your online donations are a user friendly online donation platform that's convenient. There are ways that you can have people text a code to a number, and that is a quick, easy fundraising tool. And then there's peer to peer fundraising where they become um, fundraisers and then leverage their network on your behalf. And when they do, you have the ability to use your social media as well to do shout outs to them and help their cause of raising money on your behalf even more effective. So use your social media to give them a shout out and credit, and then highlight their event and their fundraiser. And then people will start to understand and know what's happening. And then the benefit of that is they're going to see also that maybe they could too do one on your behalf as well. So you can share their fundraising story, you can share the testimonials, and then you can also share the impact stories from that. And then showcasing their generosity because they are your supporter, you're also going to create that ripple effect, encouraging other people to become donors as well. And then we really want to think about those channels as even including your website. So make sure that your website features those customized donation pages and simplify the process for donors to contribute. Not everybody at the door when you're doing a fundraiser has cash in their pocket. So think about the ways that you can be innovative and offer other opportunities on your website to receive funds and donations. And then make options on there to dedicate their gifts in honor of somebody or something that they find special to themselves. Additionally, you can also include an option for recurring donations, which is a super easy way for you to have predictable income, allowing donors to continuously support your cause with ease. And when you do, storytelling becomes a very, very important part of your donations. And that goes out in your newsletter, that goes out when you do news and media and publicity and PR, and on your page, in videos on your website. Begin cultivating the art of storytelling. Use emotive narratives to connect with your audience. Leverage your visual content if you have images. Incorporate those visuals, such as photos and videos, everywhere that you can, and have those professionally done. Take advantage of a professional photographer or videographer in your network. And if they have a nonprofit discount, it's very important for your campaign to show the professionalism, to show your investment. But I do want to warn you, don't go too flashy on the other side. So if someone feels that you're not being a good steward and you have these super high end um, newsletters that get printed out and they're full color and they're flashy and you're spending a lot of money on marketing, they are savvy enough to understand that there might be a chance that the money that they're donating isn't necessarily going to the cause. And just keep that in the back of your mind. Stay humble and understand the perception of what you put out, but it is very important to get creative and use the communication tools to your advantage. And then donor testimonials is also something that you can include, and they then begin to share your information on their network as well. And in addition to donor testimonials, corporate donors as well need recognition and their opportunity to speak on their engagement with your business or your organization and their newsletters. So perhaps they have something that they want to put out to their audience. If they have quarterly reports, give them pictures of the ceremony where they're donating the giant check, or their workers have come in to share with you the fundraiser that they did internally. And if you have those for them to share on your behalf, that is an option to reach new audiences as well. Let's think about how social media impacts your donations for people who haven't particularly been engaged with your organization yet. So we leverage social media to get in front of people that would not have normally known what we do or understand our mission and our vision and our nonprofit. So we want to develop social media engagement strategies, and that helps you to amplify your reach and your visibility. If you need help with your strategy for engagement, we've got some great tools. You can check out our website. We've got opportunities for you to download nonprofit specific items. And another thing that you may not have thought of was influencer partnerships. What influencers are available for you to collaborate with? It's something that has to be beneficial. We don't just go out and find someone based on the number of followers they have on Instagram. Really dig into their audience, and if their audience is the same and there's a great chance for a crossover, they like what this person's doing or their mission. So if your mission is clean water and they are in that industry, for example, that might be a great collaboration that helps them bring new people to you. And with that, they're usually paid collaborations. So keep that in mind when you're planning your budget, to think about who is reaching my audience and how can I leverage that? Bring them in on a podcast, have them come in and do a tour, send them your product if you have products. And there's a lot of ways that you can leverage that collaboration. But the idea is for you to get discovered by new people. And then, of course, in your social media, your hashtag campaigns. If you're doing something local, then you'll definitely want to include your location, your region, or your city, and then your mission, your values, hashtag all of those, including your organization's name. And then think about something like fundraising, donors, donations, and then including the corporate giving and your top tier donors in that hashtag campaign. Now let's think about that nurturing email We just discussed segmenting it and having it personalized in automation. In there, you can also showcase impact reports. So these reports are a part of that email marketing. It doesn't have to be a huge 10-page financial report of your organization, but they're really meant to be a testament to the power of the contributions that you receive, highlighting how donations make the tangible difference. So include in this email data and real life stories to illustrate your success and the positive change that the contributions you've received have been facilitated. And leverage that contact list again, just to reemphasize, showing gratitude and giving credit where it's due, and then effectively be able to transform those leads, emails, donors, and supporters into enthusiastic donations. Happy donors really are more likely to become long-term supporters of your mission. When you have corporate sponsorships, I've been through several where a company had a large company, actually a national brand, had a local mission because their corporate headquarters have created an element basically of their values to support organizations in the city that they have manufacturing plants. And the person who's responsible for that in the HR department and employee giving reached out to a local nonprofit and created an actual event. So those event collaborations were split between their team and the team of the nonprofit organization. So this giant fundraiser had a great leadership team between the two, a huge amount of publicity for both. It checked off the box for the large corporate organization because they have metrics that they have to meet for their local investment. The nonprofit was able to get a lot more exposure and a huge amount of fundraising for the event. And the nice thing about the corporate was that they funded a lot of the money that was involved in this external fundraiser. And as you know, fundraisers do take a lot of money to get off the ground. But at the same time, with them being able to cover the cost of the t shirts and the entertainment and the prizes and all of the things that were involved in this event, there were a lot more of the donations that were able to go to the nonprofit at the end of this day. And so if you have somebody that's interested in reaching out, ask them how you can partner to host those events and initiatives. And typically there's a jar of donations and having the ability to just receive extra, think of it like as an extra tip for the event. So if there's an event that you can be a part of, another one was having a drawing, this Queen of Hearts drawings, and they invited a nonprofit to come in and run the 50-50. So 50% of the funds out of that large event for the 50-50 drawing went straight to that nonprofit, which is another fantastic collaboration. So I encourage you as your community development staff member of your nonprofit to begin cultivating those relationships. The reason that people will invite the nonprofit to be a part of the event is because they know who you are, they like your personality, and they trust that you are a good steward of your money and doing good things in the community. And that takes time. That really takes an investment and commitment to communication. And it's really an important tool for you to be able to leverage those relationships. So when you're short on an item in the month of December, you have the ability to call somebody and ask them in that network event, in that networking group, in your Rotary, in your Kiwanis. Those relationships are all about building that trust and getting your face out there and letting people know who you are. Next, we want to talk about aligning that mission. And some large corporate events and their sponsorships have things that are near and dear to their heart. So if it aligns with food or homelessness or safe drinking water or protection of children, whatever that mission is, think about aligning with somebody that has your same values and your same goal, and take advantage of that partnership because you're both working towards the same goal. And create those win-wins because, again, that large corporation was able to check that off their to-do list for the year. And it was mutually beneficial because the nonprofit didn't have to run an entire event to be able to do this. They were able to share, which was a win-win for both. And those peer fundraisings, just to summarize again, provide those resources and tools to help them. If somebody is out there doing this all by themselves and you have signs and you have banners and you have flyers and you already have all of these things and you know somebody is out there doing that, you'll know because they'll put it on social media and somebody will tag you in it. So begin social listening and start to see how people are doing these things. And when you share the success of this person today, make sure that you listen after that. When somebody says, that sounds like a great idea, I would love to do that for the next holiday. I would love to be able to do this fundraiser for my birthday. Listen and reach out to them and say, how can we help you? How can we make this easier for you to be successful? Now, there's incentives in some cases. Maybe there's a competition between two local banks and they get the publicity out of it. There's friendly competition and there's an incentive at the end where they get a pie or some kind of reward. That also builds the competition, but it's an incentive and it is a collaboration. So use your creativity to think about ways that you can bring that incentive to the fundraising donor person or organization. And then again, give them that visibility they deserve. Engage with them. Look for volunteer opportunities and the social advocacy to have them become your brand supporter. If they are your advocates and they go out and seeking it and sharing it and listening to what people are saying, oh, I have coats and blankets that I'd like to donate this Christmas. Who can I give them to? If somebody is your brand advocate and that's what you receive, then that's an opportunity for you to have a network of people sharing on your behalf. And I want you to understand that even though a lot of this is all emotional and connective and personal, you still have to begin measuring those metrics, your KPIs. How many donors are you looking for? How many dollars are you looking for your business to continue operating tomorrow? If you rely on 60% donations, then your job is to focus on donors. If your job is 40% donations and 60% grants, then you know where your metrics need to be and where your responsibilities lie. And then look at feedback and surveys and collect that feedback and understand those areas of improvement. And then lastly, let's talk about creating lasting impact. Those reports and the stewards and the donor engagement are all an important piece to your donation. And I want to thank you for joining me on this episode, and stay tuned for more valuable insights and marketing on the nonprofit sector in our Nonprofit November series. I'll see you next time.